Don't worry, George. It's only I don't know when Christmas is anymore. This year is taking its toll on me that even me wearing a Santa hat doesn't really help me
December
out.
21st.
Wait, what?
Nothing. I'm not revealing our secrets.
Your secrets? You have secrets?
I'm saying yours.
My secrets? I have secrets?
Yes.
Okay. Unless I'm looking for something and I can't find my prop. This is great. I should have really planned. I should have really had better product placement on this, but oh well. Oh well. The joke will carry on without that. Oh, hey everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tube, or welcome back if this is your fourth. No wait. Oh yeah, I forgot we're doing specials. Damn it, I get confused.
Yeah.
We're doing the specials of Doctor Who. We're wrapping up David Tennant's run. Before I get to that, introducing my co-host, the man who's not so typical, but he is just George. I gotta work on your moniker. I was gonna call you Whovium, but I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot you do typical campus too.
I have a lot of stuff going on, so like it's hard to say like this is George. He does that thing, you know.
Also has to make
like
sense.
On one channel, I do have a day job. I write, and I write multiple things. So like, yeah.
We'll have to give you a better moniker when we come back next year.
Monocle.
Moniker.
I didn't know we were in the 1800s.
Oh my god, George, you son of a bitch.
Speaking of which, yeah, we are reviewing the specials.
Cleverly known as the Four Knocks.
Any certain holidays? I know, like one of them is a Christmas special.
Yeah.
Well, technically, two of them are Christmas specials. But we're not talking about end of time in this section of the video. At
not
least.
Just quite yet. You will. It's going to be we're all in the same video, but
yeah.
So yeah, right now, we're gonna review because George told me the end of time is something special, and we don't want it to overshadow the other three. So we're recording these in two segments. So we're just talking about the first three specials right now, and then once we finish that section, we're gonna jump into end of time, and then we'll review the entire specials as a whole. And before we get into that, George, are the specials worth the binge? I mean, just. End of time, Jason. The three specials are worth it.
No, actually, I believe that you should just watch all of them. To be honest.
Okay, so just a package deal.
It is the last hurrah for David Tennant. It is the last hurrah for Russell T Davies as the showrunner. Two people who have dedicated a lot of their time to this show. And you know, like their run on Doctor Who is just so special and so significant. They just felt the need to like just do a few more as like just to like give ourselves some breathing room to finish it all.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, the official production reason was that they announced that David Tennant and Russell T were going to leave after Series 4. They wanted to jump into Series 5, but they wanted to give Stephen Moffat enough time to get his new Doctor ready, to get his production crew ready to go for Series 5.
They wanted a lot of...
Yeah, to give them another year, which was good. It helped give us a little bit more time with David before we say hello. We say hello.
Breathing room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like these, because like when we talked about planning this review series, you said like, oh, did you want to split?
This part was hard to plan out. I'll admit.
Yeah, because it was hard to it was hard to say anything without spoiling it, and you know I want to go into every installment in as much as I don't know, and I feel like just the first three specials of the Four Knocks, I feel like they all teach us a little bit more about where the Doctor's at in terms of, okay, this is where he's at post. What's the name? Do we have like an official name for like the conclusion of Series 4? Just like, do we just call it like the big one?
The big one?
I don't know. Like the Series 4 finale. Like what do we call this? We need a name. We need like we have I forgot. I had a name. I had like Crisis. Like we had the Crisis Infinite Nerves. Like that whole crossover. Like what was Doctor Who's name for like all of his companions is coming in for like one big battle against the dog.
I mean, the name of the episode was Journey's End, but I don't know what we should call it.
I just want to. You want to just call it the big one?
Yeah, the big one.
Okay, so after the big one, the character's quite changed a bit. He's quite different. He's more of a loner this time because, after Rose, after Martha, after Donna, he's not entirely down to be with anyone, if that makes any sense.
He just feels like being alone, which a lot of people like to use this time period as like wiggle room for more expanded universe stuff. A lot of the comics take place in this little time period where, like, hey, the Doctor's alone. He could go on any kind of adventure. I believe in canon, he spends about 200 years doing this.
200 years?
Bro, the Doctor is old.
I know he's old, but 200 years alone before he is inevitable. I get a new companion again.
It's around like 900 and something at the end of series 4.
Oof, that's old.
Yeah,
that's old. No, I'm being serious. That's fucking old.
Very old. Yeah, he's having a midlife crisis,
Yeah, that spans like 200 years, so why not? But
or either 200 or 100, I feel.
I don't know. I mean, I like to believe that this, because that's like this Christmas. So we're gonna start with the new Doctor first. Well, was it the new Doctor or the next Doctor? The first special.
It's called the Next Doctor, which it's funny. I believe they really did like promote this as like this is gonna be the next Doctor.
It would have been a weird way. It's like instead of like a regeneration. It
would have been weird. It would have been weird.
Because it wasn't a regeneration. It could have been like, oh, here's another Doctor from another time period. Let's just have him kind of physically pass the torch, and then
he's a time traveler. It can happen.
Mm-hmm.
The classic series has had like incidents where that happened. They never like planned a Doctor ahead or anything like that, but like they've had Doctors team up before because time travel.
Yeah, you can easily cross over if the actors are allowed.
Yeah.
So let's start with the next Doctor, because this isn't your typical series review. We're just talking each special individually. So let's just start with the next Doctor.
Yeah, we got some time to talk about each one of them. We won't spend as much time as reviewing a whole series, but
Yeah, well,
these episodes are good.
They're
not
holidays.
bad. By the way, I will admit, sorry, before we get into the episode, I do just want to say this is not going to be the last time that Doctor Who has taken a year off.
Oh, really?
You'll get that in the future. Stephen Moffat really took his time with his series. Sometimes you'll get 2 Christmas specials in a single series.
Because he needs more time.
Yeah, they just need a lot of time, I don't remember whether they did that or not in Russell T Davies' run, aside from this point. Because like I said, in these 4 episodes, 2 of them are Christmas specials. So in 1 year, we got 4 episodes of Doctor Who, basically.
Oh, yeah. From what I remember when I was reading the online stuff before we get into the reviews, no, they did not. So it was 05 Series 1, 06 Series 2, 07 Series 3, 08 Series 4, the special 09 to the very start of 2010. Then Series 5 started in 2010.
Yeah.
So, in terms of this first era, it was only this time period where we had no Series 5 in 2009.
Yeah, and behind the scenes, they were, from what I've heard, from what I read, I was not watching Doctor Who at this point, but from what I've heard, there was a lot of talk going on, about who the next Doctor would be. I believe everybody knew that Stephen Moffat was taking over for the series, and everybody was like excited as fuck for Stephen Moffat because like he wrote arguably 2 of the greatest episodes ever
by far.
Yeah, he also wrote another episode, The Girl in the Fireplace. You remember that one?
What series does that do? We've done 4 series already, but it's been 3 months.
I want to say it was 2. I want to say it was 2. It was the one with the girl that was in the fireplace. The one where the Doctor saw this one Victorian person as like a child. Then like 5 minutes later, he saw her as an adult, and she was just like, "I've known you all my life."
We may have skipped that one in context. We may have skipped it.
We might have talked about it like while we were reviewing Series 2 even, but
Series 2, probably.
It's been a while. It was Series 2. Yeah.
Well, bro, it's been a while. We're up to we're up to Series 4 and a half.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're binge watching a show, like unlike some of the greatest TV shows of all time, like The Mandalorian, you don't get to absorb, things
The same.
as well when you
This.
watch them week to week. When you
This.
binge, sometimes it makes a viewing experience better, Sometimes it does. Like I remember with The Walking Dead, you know, that series, it is slow, man.
So it was.
So it is better to watch.
Binge it.
But this one, yeah, with this, in my opinion, it's better to watch Doctor Who, weekly. But with this, you had a whole year to wait for 4 episodes.
Well, wasn't the last one split into 2 parts, so that wouldn't make it 5?
Technically 5, yeah.
All right, we'll just consider it. We'll just consider it 4 because we ain't complicating ourselves even further.
Yeah.
But speaking of The Walking Dead, you interestingly brought that up. So the next Doctor story, I'm like, we're in Victorian London. We're back in the past. It's not present day, which is good. We need to separate ourselves from the modern era, which makes sense thematically after the events of Journey's End. And we see someone that acts very similar to the Doctor with a companion of his own. And I was like, oh, not the Governor. Oh, Governor.
I was waiting. I mentioned it in the previous video, Joseph. I was like, you're gonna see somebody, and you were just like, no, I'm not. I looked at the cast list.
I'm sorry. The Governor was... I forgot about the Governor.
Welcome to the next installment of actors that you've seen before.
This time for
Doctor Who.
Yeah, David Morrison, I believe that's his name. I want to say that is his name.
Honestly, really good actor. Like, I'm not even like talking about this episode in particular. No, he's just like in The Walking Dead, really good actor.
Oh no, yeah, he was like a really good villain before.
Yeah,
really good.
He's like genuinely intimidating. Great actor. Anyways, Doctor Who. He plays an eccentric guy who calls himself the Doctor, who claims to have been on adventures. So the 10th Doctor is just like, oh, shit. I see my future self. Okay. Wasn't expecting this today. Cool.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It was kind of weird because like these two like acted really similar to each other, and obviously David did his own.
He's a good doctor, not gonna lie.
On the character, I say quotation marks take.
Yeah.
It was funny when they both said Alonze at the same time before the opening credits. I'm like, yeah, here we go. Yeah, there's something behind this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, side note. This is the time we are seeing Doctor Who in high definition.
Was it?
Good old 1080p?
Was it?
Yeah.
I think it was the next episode that was 1080p. It looked the same on my. I think it was the next episode that looked 1080p.
Okay, I could be getting ahead of myself then.
Yeah.
Anyways,
the next episode, Planet of the Dead, was the 1080p premiere because I think. But we'll talk about that in the next episode. I
remember hearing like in the specials that's where they officially jumped to 1080p. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So,
next Doctor. It's a fun episode. You're in Victorian London. You get a high stakes fun adventure, and it just tricks you. That's the truth. I'm gonna cut to the chase, guys. The episode is there to trick you. But it's a fun filler episode, That's what all these specials are. They are just extra episodes, extra fun. They're a little bit longer than the average episode. But you know what? Like, you enjoy them because, again, this is the last round for David Tennant.
And I guess he was having so much fun in these specials. In the first 3, he was having so much fun.
Yeah.
Well, not the last one in particular before End of Time, but...
The last one in particular, but...
Yeah, the first 2 was like, he was having jolly... These were like standalone episodes. These could have been movies. I'm kidding.
That's what they feel like. They feel... I wouldn't go as far to say that they're movies. I feel like they're episodes with a higher stakes, higher budget. Like... And, some movies that come from TV shows feel that way. Just like an extended episode of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's what these episodes were. They were just cool.
Oh, yeah, that was. And this episode features, the special features the return Oh god, the most creepiest fucking the freaking metallic human beings on the planet. The freaking Cybermen are back. I'm like, damn it. We were so close. And they introduced another version of them that looks like a freaking hound dog. I'm like, ugh. Oh, my body. I don't want to be cold. I don't want to be cold.
I'm surprised you're standing up for this episode.
I always stand up nowadays. I mean,
it's so weird. I'm not used to it.
Like, how am I weird for standing up? Oh god, I'm gonna fall.
You're not weird for standing up. I'm just saying, like, I'm not used to it.
Why? Because I'm usually bending down when we're doing this sort of thing. Like I do this every time I'm on Discord or Skype with George. I do this.
No, I always seem like, oh yeah, no, and he's always doing like 5 things at once.
Well, because I'm doing stuff. What do you want me to do? I'm doing stuff.
I'm a busy man, George. Please.
Yeah, I don't go to your Discord, so you barely pay me as is. I'm kidding. I'm joking. So anyway, back to the next Doctor. It was kind of sad though when we figure out the backstory of this. Because like the way they, like you said, it was a trick. Because the way they started this special was they introduced him. Was he a future version? Was he a past version? We didn't know at that point. But hey, we were kind of ready to like pass on the torch. Like, okay, you go do your thing. And then when we started figuring out the current mystery, the backstory, the return of the Cybermen, and then we start to realize, oh, maybe he's not the Doctor.
Yeah, no, he's no.
And then when we found out his wife actually died, and then he got the memories of.
Shit,
I feel sorry for the man. I feel sorry.
You give him a life revelation, and then you like kill off his wife. Shit.
I feel so sorry for him. And then what was the, I think the weird thing for me about this episode was that wasn't there a higher order in this town that was like affiliated with the Cybermen? I forgot their names. I know.
Honestly, I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen this episode. I remember the Cybermen being villains. I remember the giant Cybermen mech. Little silly, not gonna lie.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, that little bit like that CGI, like the giant Cybermen, and then the Doctor takes him out. I'm like, yeah, this is a television show, all right.
Yeah, this is a television show.
They gotta
it's also Doctor Who. It's allowed to be like highly emotional, but also highly silly sometimes. You know, this is not the Cybermen's best episode, in my opinion. This is not their scariest episode. They've had better afterwards.
Yeah, besides the Cyber Hounds, as I like to call them, the one that are on the 4 legs. Besides them, I'm like, they're kind of tame this episode. Still creepy as fuck, in my opinion, but they're tame.
Yeah.
And then when they transform the woman into the Cyber King, I don't know how that freaking works, to be honest with you, but that was kind of a little creepy. Like, they put the thing on her head, and it's like...
Yeah.
That was kind of fucked up. It was kind of funny. No, don't read too much into that, kids. Don't read too much into that. Yeah, but I think it just showcases in this episode in particular that I think the Doctor just wants to have a little bit of fun. Like, not everything.
It's all in the spirit of Christmas, really. Death, destruction, robotic people.
Yes.
La 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 la.
'Tis the season to be metal. Yeah, that didn't wrap.
By the way, if I am too loud in this episode, don't blame me. Blame Joseph. I asked him, is my mic too loud? He said no.
You are coming in fine.
That last time?
You are coming in fine, and believe me, my hair would say something right now. But yeah, solid Christmas special of 2008. Next up,
it's fun. You know, like they're always fun.
Yeah. I
look forward to it every year.
I know, yeah, but still, I mean, no matter what, we always get a Doctor Who content every year, no matter what, whether that's one episode or one series.
Yeah, they used to them on Christmas Day, which is very rare for a Christmas special, but now they do New Year's specials instead. I wish it was Christmas specials, but fuck it.
They need those 6 extra days, George. You know that.
Those 6 extra days really count.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, knowing that who's the nuke shower, that Chris guy. I mean, he's probably just sitting on his computer right now, just like.
I saw a video. I saw a video of him in the 80s. He used to be in the Doctor Who fan club. And he's like, I want to say he's like our age, like or maybe a little bit younger. He looks like a older teenager to a young adult, and he's like complaining about Doctor Who.
So what
I was like, that is funny coming from all people.
So what you're saying, George, in 25 years from now, you'll be the Doctor Who showrunner.
I mean, I can only hope so. And I'm gonna ruin it all.
Do me a favor when you're at San Diego Comic-Con 2047. Just do not. I am so sorry. I know we talked a lot about Chris Chibnall, and we haven't even gotten to his series yet. I'm sorry. I'm not one to judge on appearances, but dude, his Wikipedia photo looks goddamn stupid. I feel so sorry. And whoever that photographer was, you did a great job. You did a really great job. I'm gonna find that photographer and get him on the show when we get to Jodie series.
So a slow zoom in of that photo in this video about David Tennant's last episodes. We just suddenly, oh man.
Okay, moving on. We got the Planet of the Dead in HD.
So, surprise! Before we recorded this video, as soon as I got home, this is the one special that I haven't seen out of the 4. So I actually watched it just before we started this video, because lately I've been watching Series 12, and that makes me sad. So I want to see some good Doctor Who episodes. So,
oh my god, George will talk more about this in 2023.
Well, it is what it is. I know that's not what everybody wants to hear from me. They either want to hear me rip it to shreds, or they want me to praise it.
I mean, here's the thing, George. Is it worse?
The truth is, I just don't like it. You know, Doctor Who, it is the immortal show. They can always fix it. Mm-hmm. At least in my opinion, they can always fix it, because the show most likely will go on forever.
Probably. We'll see. We'll see how it goes after Series 13. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, like, I don't like it, but it's not all that consequential, you know?
I guess. I guess you're right on that, but
the fact that it is bad is not a big deal to me. That does not change how I necessarily view the show.
It's just this specific era of it. That's it.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I don't like it. That's it. Nothing bigger than that. Mm-hmm. At least in my opinion.
Is it worse than Iron Fist Season 1?
Ooh, that's a tough question, Joseph.
Oh boy.
Let's take out this clip, by the way. You know, just show like a clip, but like, no, it is not. Okay. It is not worse than Iron Fist Series 1, man. Okay. Oh my god, was that hard to sit through. For Iron Fist Series 1, I literally like installed an extension in Chrome that lets you speed up any video. And I watched that whole season in 2 times the speed. I couldn't do it, Joseph. I couldn't do it.
I know you did it. I distinctly remember when I was pushing you to continue your Netflix Marvel journey, and you were like really slow on Iron Fist for so long. I'm like, dude, you have to get through this eventually. You need to get the Defenders.
you have to face your demons, George.
Yeah.
Man, that was bad. And you know, I feel bad because the actor's actually pretty good. I've seen him in Luke Cage before, where I've seen clips from that episode where they team up. I haven't seen that episode yet, but like, you know, like, he can be a good actor. It's just that, like, it's the show that
it's the writing. It's the material he's given.
Yeah.
Hashtag Blaine Scott. Hashtag Legio Talk. That was the best episode we produced. Anyway, moving on.
You had a lot of fun producing that episode. So, Doctor Who, the Planet of the Dead in high definition.
Yeah, so the reason why they transitioned to HD in this episode was that when Doctor Who first came out in terms of the revival run, HD TVs were a thing, but not everyone, like, you know how like people don't have like 4K starting to be more and more common in households?
4K was around when the Xbox One first came out, you know, but it was just like, now it's common.
Yeah, that's the same thing with HD back in the day. Like, people, it existed, but not everyone had it. By 2009, I think 1 out of 10, no racism here, Britons had an HD TV, so I was like, yeah, we can start producing the
1 out of 10 of those filthy Brits.
I think they had enough, and they did, so they said, fuck it, let's go HD, let's expand the screen.
Expand our horizons.
Now, when will Doctor Who go 3D? That's the question.
Guess what?
Oh no, there's a 3D special.
There is the 50th anniversary was shot in 3D. Not gonna lie, it doesn't look bad.
I mean, was it amazing?
I
didn't censor it right.
It was gimmicky, but it was not bad. You know, Doctor Who is always really weird. Sometimes it looks beautiful. Sometimes it looks like camel crap.
Oh man, you got a point there.
This episode in particular, it was shot pretty good.
Even with a new camera, they shot it
Yeah.
well. They shot this well.
Not as good as some of the Series 6 stuff. I think Series 6 looks amazing. And, you know, obviously, like, you know, further along we get, it gets better and better looking.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we're still talking about television. So, like, this episode, for a television show, looks pretty good.
It does. I don't remember. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong because you know you just watched the special. The companion of the week was very different. Well, not companion of the week, the companion of the special. Very very different. I mean,
I loved her actually.
No,
she was a great companion.
She's great. I'm pretty sure her and the Doctor would have had some many fun times together. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Better than Donna.
Oh,
I'm saying it right now. Better than Donna.
Not again. Actually, George, I know we keep getting off track. We're
I will die on this hill. Catherine Tate, love you. You're a great actress. You did good in the role. It's just, I just don't like the character.
Oh my god, we're gonna have this argument. Actually, George, here's the thing. We just aired the Arrow season 4 review finally with Sal, and so we had a decision between the big, like, rank the big bads, and we were split tied. So what we did was we rock, paper, scissors on where Damien Dark went in the villain list. Let's do it. Let's rank Donna once again. I mean, I'm sorry, everyone. I know we're supposed to be reviewing the special. George, I challenge you to rock, paper, scissors.
Are we going to put a companion that was only in one episode in this list?
No, I mean, like, give Donna the ranking she deserves in number 2, you son of a bitch.
Oh, no.
Rock, paper, scissors. It's fair. Okay, ready?
Wait, are we doing rock, paper, scissors, says shoot, and then we reveal our answers?
I think me and Sal did it like someone go watch the Arrow season 4 review. # promote us. I think it was rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, so rock, paper, scissors, and then we threw.
So when we say scissors, we reveal our answer.
Yes. So if I win, Donna's number 2. If you win, Donna's number 3.
Okay.
Ready? 3.
As long as Rose stays at number 1.
She's still number 1.
Cool.
Doesn't matter. That's not gonna change. All right, ready?
Not until we get to Matt Smith, Sarah.
Okay, yeah, sure. That's next year, George. Stop worry about this year. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot. Wait, hold on. One more time.
That might have been delayed. We're on Discord, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rock,
paper, scissors,
and shoot.
Shoot.
I put scissors.
Rock, paper,
scissors, and shoot.
Shoot. Damn it.
Okay,
you win.
The new rankings is number 1, Rose. Number 2, Donna. Thank the freaking Lord. Number 3, Mark.
We gotta get a little like tier list.
I'll make one. I gotta make one for Arrow. I almost forgot it on the Arrow review. Anyway, back to Planet of the Dead because we keep getting off track.
This episode's great. It's a filler episode. Again, it's just another filler episode, but like it's fun. Did this air on Easter? Or did the Doctor just make like a random Easter joke?
It was the Easter special.
It's really funny. So this is the first and only Easter special of Doctor Who.
Will they make another one? Probably not.
I don't know.
Probably not. I was gonna make
again, it's David Tennant's last season, so he deserves some like good filler episodes.
Oh yeah, just him being fun. Just him being a wacky Doctor.
Yeah, it's fun. He came up with some wacky gadgets, which is what he's very well known for.
Also, Unit came back in this episode.
Yeah.
They were back.
This is the last time you're going to see them for, like, a while.
Oof. Now did you say that?
Do you want to know when they show up next?
2022, 2023.
No, Series 7 is when they show up again.
We'll see them next year.
I mean, yeah, but it's going to take a while. I remember, like, when the show was airing, everybody was like, fuck is Unit? And then they showed up, and everybody was like, oh, that's where they are.
Okay, fine. Well, it's not that. It's only 4 years, man. That's not that long.
It took a while for them to come back. But in my opinion, Stephen Moffat does Unit way better. than Russell T Davies. That's just me.
Well, we'll see about that next year. But yeah, this was an interesting concept. I mean, what planet did they go on?
I don't remember the name of the planet.
I mean, it was kind of weird. Like they just actually I think they went to locate. They actually went to Egypt, I believe, to film these scenes.
I was gonna say it looks like they're on location in an actual
yeah, they were.
desert.
I think they were on set for like only a week.
Yeah.
So they had to shoot the shots pretty quickly. Otherwise, they were going to lose the. Also, filming in the desert, I'm not down for that. I would never film in the desert.
Another thing, bro. Welcome back to actors that we've seen on Doctor Who before. We get the guy from Get Out.
I haven't seen Get Out.
Neither have I.
I haven't seen Get Out. I know I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of myself that it's one of the best movies ever made recently, and I have not seen it.
I saw him in Queen and Slim. Pretty good movie, by the way.
Oh, that actor. Okay.
Yeah, that guy. He's been in a lot of stuff lately, I feel like.
I think Get Out kind of helped his career.
Yeah, Get Out was like really a big break for him.
Good for him. Still don't know.
Yeah, no. He's in this episode, and that's great. Is he British?
I don't know. I want to say he is, I guess, because like
mostly, right? I would feel like why would they like fly a guy out to?
Yeah, this is a more locally produced show, so my guess is that
he is. I never knew that. That's crazy.
I mean, did you know Andrew Garfield was? Okay, that's stupid. We already fucking talked about him 2 series ago. Did you know Tom Holland was British? Do you know Tom Hiddleston was British?
True.
Do you know Daniel Radcliffe was British?
All right. Get it.
I stopped there.
Asshole.
I stopped there. But no, yeah, this episode was pretty fun. It was just like
that's even really funny. I was not expecting that.
Even as an HD, like this is the next step for Doctor Who. They did a really fun episode.
They did it justice. You know, they got some nice shots in there. Some of the shots were just made for fun.
Mm-hmm. Just to look at how pretty the screen is.
Look at how pretty the sand is.
And then the
I love the part where like the doctor and his companion go through all this crap to get a diamond, and he's just like, "Oh, I didn't need the diamond. I needed the thing it was."
Damn you! And also, we gotta give a shout out to the Doctor's union. I keep saying union.
His new best friend.
Yeah, him is like, "Oh, I heard so much about you, and I finally get to talk to you." He's like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah. All right, like you're pretty cool.
They get a hug at the end. They get a hug. I'll give them credit on that.
Yeah.
I'll give them credit. They get a hug.
It's like that last scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp where they're just like, "Been good knowing you." So yeah, I don't know. You want to go to dinner sometime? I don't know. You want to get pizza or some shit?
I gotta watch that movie again.
It's not as good as the first one, but I liked it. It was fun.
You ready for Quantum Mania?
You know, we've had so many MCU movies at this point where it's just like, I'm sorry, even though it's good, they kind of start blending in together.
Oh, come on, it's the third Ant-Man movie. Why not? Let's do one more.
Yeah, that's the thing. Oh yeah, no, he definitely deserves one more.
One more. Okay. Also, the ending of like the Doctor and the I forgot her name, the companion's name. I forgot her name. Do you know it? You just watched it.
I just watched the episode and I forgot.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry for the companion of this episode. The way they kiss is like
she's cool though. Like she's kind of an asshole, but she's literally a criminal, so that kind of makes sense that she's an asshole. Mm-hmm. You know, it kind of fits in with her character. She kind of like tries to like challenge the Doctor and like I don't know. It something about this companion was like cool. I don't know if I'd be willing to see her in more episodes, but for this episode, she, you know, as a character, she did a great job.
I mean, she nearly did. I mean, she did want to go with the Doctor and the TARDIS. He's like, no, and that was the message from this episode was that the Doctor was not ready. He's dealt with too much in the recent series that we just reviewed and seen that he's not ready. Like he in his current body, his current mind, his current iteration, he's not ready for another companion, nor I don't think he would ever be ready for another one because, you know, he lost Rose, and while Rose did get a happy ending, you know, he's not with her.
Yeah, he's not Martha with her. He's left in the dust, you know? He feels bad for making Martha lose all of her memories about him.
Donna.
He nearly got... Oh, I'm sorry, Donna. And like he feels bad because he puts his companions in genuine danger. And again, actually, one thing that somebody wants to hear me say something positive about series 11 and 12. The companions are great. The companions are without a doubt the best part of those series. And the Doctor like genuinely says like, look, no, the truth, it is your choice, but the truth is you can get hurt here.
Mm.
And the companions are like, all right.
I mean, we're getting paid for this, so why not?
Yeah. Oh, a regular series. Let's do it. Yeah, no, and the Doctor shows that really where he's just like, I want a break. I could use a few hundred years just chilling by myself.
And he almost did. And then the lady tries to escape, and that was funny.
Yeah. I feel like the end of that episode was kind of tacked on just because it was kind of a bummer initially in the end.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was just like, yeah, you're free to go. And everybody was like, yeah, go Krill.
And then the last special before we get to the end of time, which will be we'll snap to a different segment, hopefully in better clothes. No offense. It was the waters of Mars.
Yes, I'm sorry. I've seen this one before. I don't remember it that well.
From what I remember, it's kind of like the Pompeii episode again, where it's kind of like one of those. This time being a future version.
It was kind of bleak, right?
Yeah, where it's like the Doctor knows he can't interfere with these events because this does so much to the timeline in a positive way, and as an aftermath, that him trying to save them would not make sense. So it's kind of like that Pompeii thing again, the Pompeii incident again, but this time without Donna to kind of like help him figure it out. He was alone, and for I think majority of the episode, he was like, yeah, he was ready to dead ass leave these people.
You just reminded me of something.
Is it insulting Chris Chibnall again?
I mean, I'm willing to do that, but I'll give the man a break.
We've insulted him in every single review, and we already got to his series.
Chris Chibnall, I really do love you. I respect any big fan of Doctor Who. I'm just saying.
Please
I'm laughing with you. I swear to God.
I'll clip this up. Does he have a Twitter?
No. Wow. You just made me realize that this episode is foreshadowing something in series 5. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just like, what do you know? Yeah, this episode. Think about what you just said. It does foreshadow something that happens in series 5. That's what I'm gonna say.
We will remember that next year.
Yeah. Timelines are weird.
That they are.
You're jogging my memory a little bit. Does he spare that one person in the end?
So so to be honest, so with this episode, he saves 3 of them. 2 of them kind of go do their own things, and then the captain, even the Doctor's like, hey, you get to go see your granddaughter. You get to go be with your family again. And she's like, no, because I'm supposed to be dead. And then the Doctor was like, well, good luck living your life. And then she goes back to her loft, I guess that's what they call in London. Her loft, her apartment. And all you just hear is you see I swear to God, this is the return of the space bullet. The space laser. The laser bullet. She just shoots herself in the head like suicide, but off camera. I was like, ooh.
Damn. That's why I remember this episode being very bleak.
Yeah, because like...
I remember this episode... I'm sorry to interrupt. I remember this episode was really popular back in the day. I remember when I was getting into Doctor Who, everybody was like, yo, waters of Mars. Oh my God. Whoa. And I was just like... And then I watched it and I was like, yeah, that's water. On Mars.
Yeah, a cursed water substance, which if you get a single drop on you, you turn into like a zombie.
I'll admit, one thing about the episode, the effects are pretty cool. And the acting is good too. David Tennant actually does a really good job in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, it was his last filler before we get to the big one.
Yeah. The acting in this episode, it's solid.
I
Um,
was gonna say, no, yeah, I did like the special. I think it was just fun to like play it, right? Because like the last two specials were like these are all funs and games, and this one was kind of like a much more serious. I kind of like to get us grounded back into whatever end of time is going to be. Because at this time of the
yeah.
recording, I have not seen it yet. When we come back from the break, well, the brief snap, I will have seen it. So I don't know what the fuck happens to it, but I'm assuming it kind of like gives us back down to like, oh yeah, we're gonna go back to a much more serious note, in the story. Am I wrong or not?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought I lost George there again for a second.
Oh no, I'm sorry. There's some video connection problems.
Okay,
Thanks, Spectrum.
Spectrum. But yeah, no, I enjoyed Waters of Mars. It was a fun one. It was a
Good
good
episode.
one to play with your like, another look into the
I don't know
Doctor's.
how they did that effect with the water coming out of the mouth.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was just salivating. I don't know. Let the
Yeah,
special.
that's a lot of water to salivate, though.
I mean, I could probably do that. I mean, my water bottle is
That
empty.
can't be the only way they did that effect, Joseph.
I
All right, so, ma'am, Miss Actress, dignified actor, actress, we're gonna have to get you to like make as much spit as possible.
yeah, I don't even produce that much.
Oh well, all right, sir.
Give me a pack of cherries. I could do it. Put me in the Water of Mars too. Put me in that. Put me in the sequel of that episode. I could do it. Give me a bunch of cherries. I could do it. Cast me. Cast me.
Chris
BBC.
Chibnall, you heard it here first.
Cast me in Water of Mars too.
Water of Mars too.
Electric Boogaloo.
Sorry, Joseph.
Oh my god. No, honestly, if I was to get anyone on the show itself somehow, I would pitch you. Like, nah, let the real Whovian be on the show. Not me. I'm
Well, I
just.
mean, like, I'm a writer. I always have ideas on me, but like the truth is, like, I can't guarantee that they're any better than what we're seeing right now. Like
We're not even at the halfway
I'm
mark
not
of this.
making fun of it. I'm just saying it's just like like the truth is, like, yeah, I'm a fan, but that doesn't qualify me to make the best series ever. It's just like, yeah, I have ideas. I have ideas for everything. But
In 2023, I'm gonna clip this out, and we're just gonna clip out every single install we made to Chris Chibnall and make that the trailer for like.
gonna make a whole compilation of making fun of
reviewing-
Chris Chibnall, and I'll send it straight to.
Will he still be on Doctor Who? We don't know. 2023 is so far away. But what isn't far away is so George. What isn't far away is before we cut it over to our end of time segment, George, you have anything more to say about the first three of the 4 Knox specials?
They were fun. That's the truth. They're just extra episodes in series 4. But you know what? There's a good amount of time for breather room for you to get ready. Get ready for the end of time.
Which
Get
you guys
ready
will be enjoying in about 1 second. So get ready, everyone. We're about to transition to the future. George, get to the TARDIS. We're gonna need a time travel machine. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, we're back. 10 years ahead of. Oh, damn, George, we were so fucking far behind. I guess the TARDIS didn't work as well as we thought.
I mean, hey, I found my earbuds in the meantime.
Oh, damn it. I mean, it definitely took you long enough.
Yeah, it took me a while, but I found them.
Did you do anything else interesting during this break?
No.
Okay, that's fair enough. I don't know why I found these sunglasses somewhere in the Bermuda. Oh well.
Ah, man. You, Joseph,
Yeah.
just happened to watch one of the best episodes of Doctor Who ever.
Mm-hmm.
I, on the other hand, just happened to watch one of the worst episodes of Doctor Who ever.
Was it written by the one and only Chris Chibnall?
Yes. I'm fully caught up on the series.
Took you long enough. We've been off the air for 10 years.
Cue Gamora as a child saying, "But at what cost?"
Was it
Everything.
Was it worth it to be caught up?
No. But we're not talking about the timeless children today. We're talking about the end of time.
Exactly. We're back. Second part of it. Yeah. I mean, this definitely took a little bit longer because we broke it up into segments, but here we are.
Yeah.
let's get down to it. Don't worry, George. We'll talk about the Timeless Child, whatever the fuck that is, in 2023. So you
That's
got
the name of the episode.
you got like three. You got 3 years, man. You don't have to talk about it for 3 years. Don't worry.
Ugh.
So yeah, end of time. Non-spoiler. Let's get right into it.
It's one of the best episodes ever.
Man,
Yeah.
what a finale.
Yeah.
This, it felt so weird. Like I think so what we did was when we, after we ended the last segment recording for the first 3 of the 4 knocks, it was, we went to go test out something because we were going to watch Wonder Woman 84 that weekend. So we test out HBO Max. I watched the first 5 minutes of view of the special, and once I heard Timothy Dalton's voice, I'm like, oh man, we're in for a good one.
Oh yeah, he noticed it immediately. It took me a while until like the end of the episode. I was like, Timothy Dalton,
A professional British actor. What is he doing here?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love Timothy Dalton. I mean, I did the whole Doom Patrol reviews. He's amazing. He's such a phenomenal
What the
actor.
fuck is a professional doing on this show? That's incredible.
Oh man. But no. So for you, non spoilers to begin with, because we kind of just jumped into it with the 4 now. I want to give a little leeway, because this is kind of the star of the show. What do you think of the end of time? Like, I know you say it's the best episode by far up to this point, but
Ooh. Damn, what is there not to say? It's certainly one of the best, like, final episodes for a Doctor. You know, just compare this to Parting of the Ways. Like, Parting of the Ways is a great episode. But, oh my god, it doesn't even hold a candle to this one. You know, it's one of the first episodes in HD, again, along with the other specials. Ah, man. You know, without spoilers, it's the swan song. It's the closing
for David,
yeah, for David. Like the series 4 finale, it's out. What was that called? Stolen Earth and Journey's End. That was the finale. That was the climax. This one is the swan song. This one is the
him saying goodbye.
Yeah, the epilogue, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that good. You know, a lot of people love to compare it to Journey's End a lot.
I can imagine.
You know, yeah, fair enough. But, they go hand in hand so well. You know, this is like, I feel like they're 2 parts of the same story, but I feel like that about the show itself. But this is just one of the. It's such a perfect closing line to like an era of Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep in mind that it's just like, you know, not only was it David Tennant's last episode, it was Russell T Davies' last episode as the showrunner, as the writer.
Yeah, they were moving on.
Yeah, this was the guy that brought Doctor Who back. And not only did they bring it back, they brought it into the mainstream again. I say again, it was always a thing in the UK.
But this was like new content, new kids, new people get to watch it.
Yeah, a whole new generation got to watch it instead of hearing it from their grandparents being like, "I used to watch this old science fiction show, and the aliens were in rubber costumes." This was like a whole new generation of people watching aliens in rubber costumes, and it was just so great. You know, I wasn't watching it around this time, but I know how much of an impact it had. Heard about it when I was a kid. This was when Doctor Who came overseas. When it came to America, everybody was watching this show. It was now like, it was here, and it was mainstream, and it was here to stay. All thanks to Russell T Davies and David Tennant and his performance.
Mm-hmm.
They gave Doctor Who its identity back.
And yeah, and they gave a great place for when we pick up with Matt and Steven next time.
Yeah.
But no, I love it. This episode was awesome. This felt like it felt like a movie at times, the way they structured it. Like,
yeah, it's a movie practically, you know.
Yeah, this felt like a movie. It's a 2-parter episode, but it definitely feels like a movie. It had a story. This was mostly finishing up the final loose ends of David's character, as we said before, with the first three specials. Those were giving us pieces of like where the Doctor was at post Series 4, where he's at in his journey, which even though yes, it is come to an end, but where is he now in terms of like his character, his personality, his state of mind. This definitely brought everything back to a finite close with I was about to say spoiler, but we're not there yet. We're not just quite there yet. But honestly, the way they brought in certain characters and they put Timothy Dalton's performance into the picture, and just the way they closed up this story, it made sense. And the way they ended was like, this was the way David's Doctor had to go out. And yeah, I think they did a really great job on doing so.
They certainly put as much effort as they possibly could into this episode. You know, like it has that big, I guess, cinematic feel to it. You know, you got I joke about it, but like, yeah, highly regarded actors, a big cinematic, like, I guess cinematography. You know, it just has that scope to it, that big grand scope to it. And yeah, it's just so well done, you know.
Oh no, yeah, I can agree. But George, that's all we can say about non-spoiler, because I can tell by your voice you're really itching to get into the spoilers. So, now that we're at this point in the whole, would you recommend the four knocks, the specials, to people that have just finished Series 4?
The specials are fun, you know, but I hate to compare it. Just watch the End of Time.
damn, like fuck those other 3 episodes. Just go to End of Time. Okay, George. Okay, we'll
End of Time. I mean, if you were, let's say you were watching Doctor Who as it aired, yeah, watch them. You know, like every couple months, new episode of Doctor Who, cool. You know, it's not the first time that the audience will feel that way. But you know, if you're binging the series, like, I don't care about the 4 knocks. I like them, but sure. But it's just like go to the End of Time.
Well, yeah, but it's a build up to that. We get the semblance of like,
if you want to watch all of it, then sure. But that's not how I roll.
All right, fair enough. All right, so I would recommend watch all the 4 knocks. They definitely give a different perspective of the character, and then also finishing up with End of Time. Yeah, they perfectly put his journey to an end, and then we can move on to. It moves on smoothly into the next Doctor, whatever performance he might do. But we'll talk more about that at the end. But let's get down to it. Let's go into it. The End of Time.
Where do we start?
Another Arrowverse actor appears in Doctor Who. The one and only. Oh damn! I forgot the name. Wait, hold on. Damn. Oof. David Hardwood. The president, leader. What's the title of the dude who wants to use
that asshole? Yeah,
he plays Martian Manhunter on Supergirl.
Wow, I didn't notice that. That's amazing.
Yeah, feel sorry for the dude. He keeps getting shafted. Like every time, like Martian Manhunter, such a cool character. Then when we just see him, he's just wearing the suit, but he's not green. I'm like, damn you, VFX. Yeah. Damn you, VFX artists. And also, yes, spoiler for Supergirl season 5. Sorry. Oh well,
I saw one episode of Supergirl and I saw him and I was just like, they really tried.
I think they did a good job in the CG performance.
They really tried there.
I think he does a great John Jones. His Martian Manhunter's a bit like,
Yeah.
But what can you do? I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, the way they started the special was.
Be right back, but you keep going on.
Where are you going? Oh, where are you going? Oh, he's disappearing. So special. Timothy Dalton's performance. I did not expect. Timothy Dalton. I did not. I know he hails from the UK. I know that, but I was honestly not expecting him to sign on for Doctor Who. That's like such a great. That's such a great choice for a villain, because he played James Bond. I think this was the same year he did. Damn it! I moved my collection over there. It's so far. So far away. Yeah, no, the way they brought him in, and then getting to hear his voice, and then be curious, like, is this a narration approach to him? Did they really bring him for a narrator role? I'm like, nah, he's too good for that. And Then, as we progress through the episode, we get flashes of this unknown character, and then we just see the Doctor just appearing out of nowhere, just like the man looks like he's on vacation. Like, I'm about to be done with my life. I'm about to move on. I'm about to not give a damn anymore. He meets the Ood again. Odd Ood. Which one
I
was
love
it
it.
again?
He looks like the Doctor just looks like a retired grandpa.
Like he's ready to go. David Tennant was ready. Just imagine that was his last day of shooting. Just imagine. I probably thought it was. But just imagine.
Yeah, no, I'm telling. No, his last day of shooting was his regeneration scene.
Oh, so did he get to meet Matt Smith, or they didn't
That
cast
is
him yet?
nuts, right? Yeah, he got to meet Matt Smith. There's a cute photo of them like in the same outfit.
Like passing the torch.
Yeah, Matt Smith was scared as balls that day. We'll get onto that scene later on, though. I suppose
Towards the end, yeah.
but yeah, he definitely met Matt Smith, and later on in their careers, like each Doctor has like met each other at some point. David Tennant is actually friends with Jodie Whittaker. They've been on other shows before.
Oh, nice.
And he loves her performance as the Doctor. Yet my friends and I like to make a joke saying like he said that he loved Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. He didn't say he loved the show though.
I would love to get him. I would just love him to repeat that statement while Chris Chibnall's in the room. Like, I love your Doctor, and then he just stops right there, and Chris is like.
like my friends and I make the joke all the time saying like, oh, so what do you think of the new series of Doctor Who? I love Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor.
Yeah, even everyone knows like
such a great performance. She's just so fantastic. She is just great. Let me tell you.
Oh man, I think Russell and Steen were like the dynamic duo, and then there's just Chris in the background. It's like.
That's the thing. They've all worked closely together. Like I watched a video like on what Doctor Who was like in between the original series and the revival series with where we started with Christopher Eccleston.
Mm-hmm.
It was really interesting. There was a lot of fan made stuff that was really really bootleg and ugly. Oh, but there was also like official like novels. That's where they started the audio dramas. And there's a lot of audio dramas and a good amount of books too. That's where Russell T Davies started. He wrote some of the novels for the Seventh Doctor. Yeah, the Seventh Doctor. Same for Chris Chibnall. Same for Stephen Moffat. They all were in like the same circle, apparently.
Yeah, so you have to see that like the quality, the standard, like. I mean, again, I haven't seen the Jodie series. We're not up to there yet, but I'll take your word for it to say that they're not quite as great as where we are currently.
And I mean, yeah, like I make jokes. Funny thing, I actually like. I'm gonna say real quick. I actually like Series 12 a little bit more than Series 11. The overall plot was dog shit, whereas the single episodes were actually really good.
Then the story ones were crap.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That's not a good sign.
So with this episode, we go on, we see the Doctor, he's just ready to go. He's just like, yep.
But he's not quite done yet. The odd have a message for him. Well, a specific message, which at first I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? And I'm like, oh no, he's back. The man is back. The Master has returned.
Yes.
Or he's going to return.
The best villain for this series.
Oh yeah, the Master is the I said this joke before in series 3. He is the Joker to Batman. He's the lecturer for the Superman. This guy had to be at the end of
it's perfect.
David's journey. He had to be there, and he was. They brought back the wife, which was convenient. Apparently, she had like some sort of MacGuffin to like bring him back.
The way he was brought back was a class A ass pull.
Oh boy. Like, how do
it was a genuine BS moment. It was kind of stupid, but you know what? It's Doctor Who. I'll roll with it. He's back.
Yeah, he's back. He's not 100% at full power. He has limitations, so he's not quite as OP as the Doctor. But the Doctor's main priority is to now go out and find the Master, because if we remember from Series 3, he wanted to save him. He wanted to like reform him and have like a true. We're back at it. We're back at it again. He wants his equal again,
Yeah,
And
he wants his friend back. That really is as much as it goes. The Doctor just wants his friend, the guy that he grew up with. He just wants him to knock it the fuck off already. And
but we have a third
yeah,
party entering the vicinity. Of all the like, we had the temporary companions like the governor, the faux governor from the next Doctor. We had
yeah.
the thief from Planet, and then we had I forgot those people from Water. I forgot them already. I was like, okay, they're gonna put some temporary command. Are they gonna bring back Donna? Are they gonna bring back Martha? Are they gonna bring back Rose? I don't think Rose, because they wrapped her up so well in
They
series
wrapped
4.
up Rose
It's
very
like,
well.
no, Donna's grandpa of all people.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right? I was just like, yo, it's Grandpa.
let's just call him
Let's
Grandpa.
go.
Yeah, so it's Grandpa. He's the companion this time, and
Yeah.
he's back on the search for the Doctor. I mean, what's with Donna's family? It's like, we gotta find the Doctor.
Gotta find the Doctor, okay? We do. Sorry, before we get into Donna's grandpa, I just want to say I love that scene where the Doctor and the Master are just like confronting each other in that like
The industrial in the industrial quarry.
yeah, in the quarry.
Oh, and he's summoning him.
I was gonna call it a landfill, but then I was just like, no, that doesn't really work. I don't see any like garbage there, but
Yeah, and he's doing like the drums with the drum sound with the barrel, like to summon him, like
yeah.
like I'm right here. Come get me.
I told you that the that beat, right?
The drums.
Like for the drums, the four Alex, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's the bass line for the theme song.
Oh yeah.
Have I ever told you that?
In my head, like, oh.
Da 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 da.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you've told me that. Damn.
Da 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 da. Wee. All right, I'm not doing the whole thing.
Yeah, no.
Right? That's so cool.
Oh no! Now you told me that. Damn, that was actually a pretty cool little addition.
Yeah, it like when they show it, it's literally the bass line for the theme song.
Smart.
Oh, that was.
I didn't get that. I didn't know that you told me. I didn't get that.
Yeah, it took me so long to get that myself. Yeah, no, I just love that scene. The Master is being like all creepy, like he used to be in the classic series.
Did he eat those two construction workers or no? Like
I hope he didn't.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah, he did.
I need food, and it's like we get a scene later on with David Harbour's character. I forgot. I don't know if he's president or like one of the CEOs. I forgot what his title was. He just looks at him and is like. It's like he wanted him. Not in the sexual way. He wanted his. He
or
wanted
maybe
his
he did.
meat,
Who knows?
and not in a sexual way.
Or maybe he did. Who knows?
I don't know. Let's not get into that. I don't want to. We already.
I mean, like, yeah, no, he ate those people.
Okay, okay, fine.
I mean, like, I want to say that he didn't, but he did.
We probably did. So yeah. So then we'll get to the convergence point of. So the Doctor heads back to present day Europe. Yeah, present day London. Mm-hmm. He finds the Master. They have a brief confrontation. Of course, obviously, the Master snively bitch. He just runs away. And then also David Tennant, good cardio, man. How the fuck did he run all across that entire field? I don't know.
I will admit there is one joke that they make in the new series that I loved. Like somebody was visiting their home and they were just like, "Have you been working out?" And you're just like, "I've been doing a lot of cardio."
Oh my god.
I was like, I get it. Because they run.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They do always run. I forgot
That's
about that.
That's the closest thing you're gonna get for action in Doctor Who, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's no like real fight scenes. They're like it's just running scenes and then laser scenes.
Yeah.
And then the convergence, like apparently the grandpa has a posse of like elderly people. Like we're gonna look for the Doctor together, and conveniently enough, they find him.
He has like the League of Old People.
Oh god, please tell me that's not a real organization in Doctor Who.
I don't know.
If it is, I swear to God, George, I'll kill you.
I imagine it's the entire fan base for the classic series.
Yeah, sure. Let's roll with that. Let's roll with that. It probably could be. They have a selfie section, photo session with the Doctor, and then the grandpa takes him away to a cafe,
It
it
was
doesn't seem
great.
like things are dire yet because Doctor's like, I should not be here having tea. I should be out there looking for the master.
Yeah,
And then I think what was the grandpa's motivation originally? He just wanted him to talk to Donna again.
I think so. I think he just wanted to see the doctor again, like see his wonder, maybe travel with him. But I think he mostly wanted him to like talk to Donna again and like try to fix it. He's just like, "You're magic. You can fix it, right?"
Well, no, they already established they can't.
Yeah, exactly.
She's gonna die, and then, well, thankfully enough, Donna's life. This takes place in concurrent with present day at the time, so it's been a year since he
It
left her
should,
off.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so in that year, she got engaged. She's engaged to be
yeah.
married again. Hopefully, this time not to another representative of an
Let's
alien
support
being.
that this
Hopefully,
time.
we don't need another one. So yeah, but it seemed like he's not gonna do it. Like he doesn't want to like reconnect because like again, he doesn't want to get her killed, as well as he's not willing to have another companion again. He's been writing solo for a while, like you
Yeah.
said.
And this is where a lot of this time span is where a lot of the extended universe takes place. A lot of the Doctor Who audio dramas for the 10th Doctor, a lot of the books for the 10th Doctor, a lot of the comics for the Doctor, they take place in this time span. Like I said, 200 years
That's
or
the theory.
100. I think it's 100. Yeah.
It could be, but even saying that, like a year, 100 or 200, he's still in that same mindset of like, I'm not
Yeah.
ready to have another companion again.
Mhm.
I don't want to. And the grandpa's kind of like disappointed. Like, oh, can you at least try something? Can you do something? And he just doesn't. He doesn't let go of it. And then even there was a brief moment where Donna was like, ironically, right in front of the cafe with her fiance,
Yeah.
but he still didn't go for it. But his priority was, I need to find the master. The master's my priority.
Yeah.
So he goes to go after the master, and then this honestly, like the master and doctors, like this conversation, the one they have at night, I really liked it because like he actually went full power on the doctor, and he's like he's still not strong enough, and he's still like the doctor just gets like a flesh wound, like a brief, like his clothes are just damaged, that's it, and he's still fine.
Yeah. It's the classic way in Doctor Who to show damage.
Yeah, clothes damage, just like Dragon Ball.
Close damage. No, just like Dragon Ball Z Kai, to be specific.
Yeah, I'll go with Dragon Ball Z. Not super. Actually, nah, never mind. We're not gonna get into that.
No.
And then what was and then some armed henchmen just take the master fairly easily and they knock him out with a dart. Was this because his powers were just gone, or is this like can anyone just get knocked out with a trank?
I guess anyone can just get knocked out with the trank.
I'm just saying. I mean, these are technically alien beings, and they're getting taken down by very simple human weapons.
I mean, like the fifth Doctor died by poisoning.
Oh boy,
I mean, actually, the first Doctor died of exhaustion.
really?
Yeah,
That's stupid.
he was an old man. He just got tired, and he was like, "Hey."
He got tired and he died. Oh, boy. Oh please. No,
Yeah.
the way you express him is like, oh, thank God we're not talking about him anytime soon.
I've seen the first episode of Doctor Who. Yeah, it's
Nothing
the
special.
beginning of the series. Nothing special.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
So anyway, they take. I don't know what's weird, like, because I got confused. Like, I know this wasn't Unit, and I know this wasn't Torchwood. I know that, but it's like the way they were like kind of stationed in arms. It's like they kind of felt like them, and they just left the doctor. Like they were shooting at the doctor, and they just said, "Fuck it, let's just leave him alone," even though they knocked him out.
Yeah, they're from, I'm guessing, a part of the government that doesn't know about Torchwood or Unit, which is the branch of the government that does things with it. I don't know.
That's weird. Let's just call him the henchman. I don't care anymore.
Let's just call them the government.
The government.
That's what they are.
Please
The
don't sue-
government.
Please don't sue us, the Queen. Please don't sue us. So yeah, from then I think the next day it's Christmas.
Yep.
And we're at the
Second Christmas special that we're talking about in this review.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what was I saying? What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So they're at. I think this is where the grandpa and doctor meet up again. It's Christmas Day. The grandpa's noticing some weird things. Like he gets this communication from some lady. about the current situation, and then he reunites with the Doctor. Apparently, the Doctor just has no choice. I need someone's help.
Yeah.
Of all the people to get. I mean, wait. He could have gotten Jack. He could have gotten Mickey. He could have gotten Martha. He just goes with Grandpa, and I'm like, cool.
He goes with Grandpa.
Let's go for it. Let's
go. Hey, we were literally saying like he did not get enough screen time in the series 4 review or the series 2 review with Donna's first episode, and I was sitting there being like, he doesn't know. He's gonna see him soon.
But okay, so yeah, they say screw it, let's go along with it. Donna almost catches them, but they get away just in the nick of time. Meanwhile, David Hardwood's, I'm gonna call him Hardwood because I don't remember the character's name.
I keep hearing you say David Harbour, and I'm just like, no, that's not it.
Harwood. There's 3 Davids in the world, damn. David Harwood's character, CEO. I'm gonna call him CEO David. I stopped caring.
I'm calling him government man.
Sure. They recruit the Master because he's alien. He looks like the guy from Series 3, which he is. They want him to go and fix this machine, which apparently has powers of regeneration, which is a touch on the nose for something we'll get into later. Master just like, sure, I'll do it. Just, you got to feed me. And this is where the scene comes in where like he's doing like to CEO David, and I'm like, oh god. And he's like, just give the man food, and he gives. And this is the best scene of the episode. They give him a whole turkey, and we see him eat the whole turkey.
The whole turkey.
He's living. That actor lived the dream. I would love to do that scene.
Like, what the fuck? He ate the whole turkey.
Dude, I would do that. I would totally do that. I would get paid. Like, pay me to eat a turkey. I'm down.
It's like, what the fuck?
Oh man. Also, another brief information before we get to the next point. Apparently, there are also aliens again in the government, which have way better cloaking devices than the farting aliens from Series 1. I forgot the cacti people. I don't remember their fucking names.
Yeah,
they'll come up later.
These guys are just like stowaways. They're just trying to stick around, fix their ship,
and get the gate back on the ship and leave.
Yeah.
So the Doctor and Grandpa show up at this base. I still forget the name of it. They meet the cacti people. What?
They show up at the government.
The government, the place, the base, whatever. I don't know anymore. They meet the cacti people. They give them a little bit of a rundown on what the machine is and what the purpose is.
I love how like the cactus people are telling the Doctor like, you don't know what you're talking about, and the Doctor's just standing there like,
he doesn't care anymore. You know that.
He's just like, I probably can run this ship better than you, but I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to be a dick.
Yeah, he's still nice at this point in the story.
Yeah, I love that. I love how they're the ones telling him that he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. So then the whole like the crux of the episode that turns a little creepy. Second only to the Cybermen scene. So they tell him like what the gate's for. It's a medical device. It's meant to just regenerate, not people to an extent, on a planet full of people. And then the Doctor puts everything together. Like the Master's up there next to the machine, planet.
Yeah. It's just a healing machine. The only idea is that it's supposed to heal people, and it does that by like changing their DNA.
Yeah, with someone healthier. But then we get the scene where the Master manages to fix the machine. It's starting to work. The Doctor shows up, and the Master just throws himself in there. And not only does it doesn't fully repower him, right? It doesn't fully repair him, right?
I don't think so, no.
Because in part 2, they kind of insinuate he still has some like setbacks with his powers.
Yeah.
So no, it turns out the Master's real final plan was he's going to transform the entire human race into Masters. Into
him.
And we have a very special
Master race, as you could say.
Yeah, that was kind of too much on the tongue, but whatever. It's Doctor Who. But we get a special guest star appearance from Barack Obama, which honestly,
no, Barack Obama spinning head so you don't see his face clearly.
Yeah, no, whoever was the body double for him did such an amazing job. I honestly believe for like a good minute this was Barack Obama.
I mean, wasn't there like a professional actor that looked just like him
Probably, I'm not sure. I
at
mean,
one
there's a.
point?
I don't want. Never mind. I was gonna say something really off, and I'm like, I'm gonna shut up. So everyone turns into the master except the doctor,
Yeah.
Grandpa, because he was in this nuclear shield area, so he didn't get affected, and Donna
Hmm.
because she has DNA samples of the doctor still in him, even though she's not remembering him anymore. She still has some DNA in him,
Yeah.
in her. So she's unaffected too. So, but everyone turns into masters, and then we just get a slow pan. Sorry, my light source. The barriers just fell. I fixed it. Part one ends with like Timothy Dalton saying, "This is the
Yeah, yeah.
and he's like,
Well, like, I love the reveal. I love the reveal of it being Timothy Dalton. Like, yeah, this is what you're waiting for, guys.
he's a Time Lord. He's a fucking Time Lord.
He plays Rassilon.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you know, this is your first time seeing him, but it's Rassilon, guys.
Don't know. Let's see.
Um,
But Timothy Dalton still did a really good job, and he delivers this. He
Yeah.
delivers a speech to like a something out of Star Wars, like a council of like other Time Lords. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh god, this is not. That
Yeah.
was kind of creepy.
I loved it. I also love the scene where the doctor is just kind of talking to the master. I think it's in part one, to say, where the doctor is just talking to the master, and the master is just like, "I got you. This is the end, doctor. I'm finally gonna beat you." And the doctor's just like, "Look, shut the fuck up. You can do so." And he's just like trying to like convince him to be a good person again. He's just like, "Stop. You could be such a good person. You could do so much more. Please do something with your life, damn it."
I think that was from. I think that was from part one during the night
That was
scene.
from part
I
one.
think-
Okay,
I
yeah,
think it was from the night. I mean, they have another scene in the beginning of part two, but we'll just jump into that.
yeah. I love that. Yeah, part one is it's a lot of setup. It's a little slow in the beginning, but
But
you know,
part two is like where the real action kicks in.
part two is fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, so I got a little confused at the beginning of part two because I thought it was present day, but no, it turns out to be pre-Time War where they're
It's a
discussing.
really complicated plot.
Yeah,
Do you want me to break it down for you?
sure, take over from here. Let's take a step back.
I've watched this episode like 5 times, and I kind of get what's going on now. I watched this episode, by the way, in movie theaters. That was fun. Because Doctor Who, after the 50th anniversary special, Doctor Who did like a lot of like theater experiences where they would like show episodes in the theater. And the only one that I showed up to was the 50th anniversary one and the one for End of Time, this episode. And it was great. It was clearly not meant to be looked at on the big screen.
Yeah, because this is still meant for like an HD TV, not for like a big movie theater.
Yeah, it was still meant for like television sets and not like, yeah. But yeah, part one was a little slow. Part two is just incredible. So I want to say like the Time Lord's plans are they want to escape the Time War by transporting themselves into the future, the whole planet of Gallifrey, into the future, and copying and pasting Gallifrey on top of Earth. And that would destroy Earth in the process, but it would also bring the Gallifrey back. I think that's their plan.
I knew they teleported Gallifrey to Earth by the end of this. I knew that part. Whether or not they were, I think the guy didn't care. I don't know how I don't know. I think it was because that's the thing. I don't know. It's so contrived. I think the Master's energy signal with all his duplicates was enough to transport them to Earth, but then they just say, "Fuck it, we don't need them anymore. Just revert them back. All the humans are gonna die anyway."
Yeah. I think that was their plan.
I think I'm not sure, but either way, Timothy Dalton's voice just distracted me the whole damn time.
Oh, Timothy Dalton was perfect as Rassilon. Rassilon is the High President of the of Gallifrey.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the classic series, and he's a douchebag. He's an absolute douchebag. And this is also where it's revealed, Joseph. This is finally what you've been waiting for. What were the Time Lords like? Yeah, they were terrible.
Yeah, these are douchebags.
The Time Lords were fucking awful. They were just pompous douchebags before the Time War.
Mhm.
They were just assholes. And during the Time War, they just became bloodthirsty. They became psychotic and just as bad as the Daleks. And I thought that was really interesting. We finally get to learn about, for the new viewers, they finally get to learn what the Time Lords were like, and they were just like, oh, I get it now.
Mhm. No, yeah. I was curious because, like, I'm pretty sure, like, not all of them. Like, the thing is that when it comes to like a species with such a powerful, the weapons in their disposal with time travel and everything, they're not going to be 100% pure. And yeah, this special did definitely prove that, like, yeah, there was a good amount of, like, yeah, they were not good people.
Yeah, they are the fucking villains of this episode.
Yeah, but before we get to that point, back on Earth, the Master has the Doctor tied up, the Grandpa tied up. I think he just wanted the Doctor to submit to his plan, but he still refuses.
Yeah.
And then the cacti
It might
people
have been that scene that I was thinking of where the Doctor was talking to the Master.
could have been. I'm not really sure.
You just watched the episode.
I know I did, but I mean, there was a
lot going on. Okay.
It was Christmas Eve. It was Christmas. I had work. We had a virtual shindig. I got a little bit drunk. I had a lot of food. I threw up the next day. My memory's all over the place. So pardon me.
All excuses. All excuses.
Pieces. Yes, George. Yes, but no. So the only reason they were able to escape, even with an army of masters, the Master stupidly did not measure himself, and I don't mean in a sexual way. I mean in his height, because he gets knocked out.
I love how they tricked him so easily. I was like, wow.
Didn't even take like 5 minutes. They just took him like, nope, you're done.
Also, that does sound like something that I would do. If I did like an evil scheme like that, that sounds like something I would overlook. Like, hey, wait a second.
Aren't you taller? Oh man. So they knock out the Master. The cacti people come in to help. They free Grandpa, but they don't free the Doctor. So they just they just carry him still tied to the
him around.
It's like, oh my god, that's so funny. And just his overreactions were like, oh man.
Yeah, David Tennant brought a great performance in this episode. Like, not only on the emotional side later on in the episode,
the comedy side too.
Like in the comedy side, oh my god, this episode was so much fun to watch.
Also, we forgot because before we continue any further, so Donna does have one major importance in this episode where she does get her memories back briefly, but she's getting those painful tremors in her mind again. So it looks like she's about to die, but when the Masters are approaching her, she releases that energy, so she forgets again. She stops those Master clones, and then she just faints on the ground, presumably, just knocked out.
Yeah.
Because we won't see her again for a while. So Doctor, Grandpa, and the cacti escape via their spaceship. So it seems like the Master's already won. He's taken over the entire Earth. And then this is where, again, you're gonna have to guide me here, because then we get some interference from Rastodon. Is that his name? Rastodon? Rassilon. We get some interference. He throws like a small diamond or something.
He does something.
He throws like a little jewel or something to Earth, a meteor, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
So he does that while the Doctor's having this heart-to-heart moment with Grandpa about the only way they're going to be able to fix the current situation. This is pre-Time Lords interference. Well, before they knew the Time Lords are involved in this. The only way to get everyone back is to kill or get rid of the person who changed them, which is kill the Master. And if we remember from Series 3, the Doctor's not going to do that. Because he wants the Master alive. He still wants to save him, but at what cost at that point? Because everyone else is gone.
Yeah. He also explains that it is still possible for a Time Lord to die. You could stop them in the middle of the regeneration process. So that's I believe this is the first time in the classic series that we're hearing this. The Doctor, he can die. So there's that. And there's also, he really goes in depth as to what regeneration is like. He says, it feels like dying. it feels like your life is over and you become somebody else. And some people interpret it this way, some people don't. You could say that like each doctor has their own opinions on the matter. You could say it that way. You know. And yeah, you know, this is where like the doctor's like moral quandary is, you know. He's like, do I sacrifice myself? Do I kill the Time Lords? Or do I kill the Master?
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that point later on. But yeah, no, he has that moral dilemma in him once again, and that is even more since it's like the last time he had to make this decision, it was only the planet's condition. This time is about the people of the planet, so the stakes are much more higher here. So he has to make a much more difficult choice than last time. And then that's when the revelation comes in via the diamond that the Time Lords are involved in this.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Fuck." Like, now they're fucked.
Yeah. And I love, like... I love, like, the doctor explaining, like, yeah, fuck those guys. I've been saying for, like, years that I want them back. Fuck those guys.
I don't want them back.
Never mind.
So, yeah, they get everyone back. I don't remember how how did they get back to Earth? Did they... I know there's a Star Wars inspired scene. They have the grandpa in like the Han Solo, like the Millennium Falcon's bottom.
Yeah, they hack there was a force field, and I think they shut it down via hacking.
Yeah, but the grandpa's doing like some like really like crazy Star Wars shit. It's like, oh my
like
god,
Han Soloing it up, like ah.
I mean, wasn't he in the war? I mean, they made a point in this episode he wasn't.
Hey, wasn't he in? Italics, the war. Is he the Punisher? Where they don't explain which war he was in?
I don't know. They didn't talk about it. Could have been 1, could have been 2, could have been cold. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm not a history expert here. I'm not that person. So they get back to Earth somehow. They have to confront the Master. And we're back in that scene. We're back in that room with the Master, and then all of a sudden, they have the Time Lords appear.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton's just like, "What's up, bitch?
I'm back."
Yeah.
This is where because they never referred to him directly. Only that one time they referred to him as Rastheodon. Can I just Rassadon? Can I call him Rasputin?
Rassalon,
fine. So they have this really again, like the dilemma you said, like the Doctor either has to kill the Time Lords and then he has to kill.
They have like their little Mexican showdown.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you bring that into it? Fine, even though I'm not Mexican, but whatever. Also, I did want to get some clarification because during this
Peruvian,
yes. This scene, I want to get some clarification from you because like there was this woman there who had like her hands like this, like all the time.
She could tell the future.
Oh, she can, but like the way the Doctor looks at her, like during that decision scene, and he's like he looks at her very carefully. Like I can tell by his facial expression, like there's something more to there, but then that's why he switches around. To not kill either of them, he just shoots the machine. Was there anything more?
I don't know what her deal is. I don't remember what that lady's deal was. This plot was really complicated.
Okay, fine, fair enough. But
once we get into Stephen Moffat's era of Doctor Who, I'm going to be saying that a lot. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it's really pretty.
Oh, that's next year, man. Next year.
Get ready for a lot of this, fellas. That scene was just so beautiful. It was so well done. Like David Tennant is acting in that scene. He's just like, I know what to do, but I'm not gonna do it. Ha! Got you.
So yeah, he shoots the machine.
Russell T Davies was just like, "Ooh, you thought." I love that scene just for that, like the fake out. I was just like, oh.
But what I love about that scene even more is that the Master, for once, he has a bit of a shred of like decency in him. He sees the severity of the situation, So he decides to sacrifice himself by holding back the other Time Lords with his remaining powers. And do they all die, or do they just get teleported back to Gallifrey?
Well, like, remember, the Doctor killed everybody on Gallifrey.
Oh, so they were going to die either anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, they're dead.
Yeah, he sends them back to Gallifrey, where they fucking die
Okay,
by
so
the Doctor.
so they're dead. They're dead. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that scene is just so perfect. You get that one shred of decency in the Master, and goodbye. There we go. That's it. And we get like that repeat of the line, like "get down," like, and it's like poetry. It rhymes. It's so perfect.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So the situation's saved. Everyone's back to normal. The apocalypse has ended yet again.
I love how like also David Tennant. Like I loved how the Doctor was just like, oh shit. He was just like, shit. I was telling you to turn good this whole episode. I didn't think you'd actually do it.
Yeah, and ended up sacrificing himself. So
yeah.
but
that was such a perfect way to like wrap up that weirdly complicated plot.
Okay, but we're not quite done yet when we mentioned sacrifice. So it seemed like everything's fine. You know, the cacti people, like the machine's gone, everyone's back to normal. It seemed like it's over. The Doctor's prolonged death again. But
yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm alive, bitch.
The grandpa's such a nice dude, such a what a caring guy. He saves a random soldier from the nuclear shield, from the nuclear shielding. And the problem is now, because of what he just did with the bullet and then like the explosion, there's too much nuclear buildup.
He's stuck in there. Yeah,
he's stuck in there, and the only way for him to get out is for someone else to take his place.
Do you notice that like when he was stuck in there, and when he was like knocking,
he does 4 knocks.
Yeah, he does 4 knocks. I was just like,
he knew.
Wow,
this was
that build up just for fucking.
But this was it. This was like the moment. Like
I was like, damn, that sucks.
But let me give my personal theory before I'm gonna throw this out there, because I don't think I'll have a moment to say when we come back next year. I feel like that moment when the Doctor is deciding, because they both know the severity of this situation. One of them is gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
And the grandpa was saying, like, I live my life. You still have more shit to do. I'll die. I'll take this death. And for a moment, it kind of gave me a little bit of a parallel to back in the Pompeii. I keep mentioning this the Pompeii episode and the Waters of Mars episode, where
Pompeii was a really good episode. I don't blame you.
No. In the context of like, no, they were both good episodes. But I'm talking in the context of like the Doctor just walking away and letting things happen. Yeah, the grandpa did live his life to the fullest. He did, but it would have been shitty for him to like, this is how he died before Donna would get married, before living a peaceful end to his life.
Yeah.
But on the other side, the Doctor didn't want to say goodbye to him yet. He loved this current self, despite all the shit he went through. He doesn't want to regenerate again. Mm-hmm. But he had that moment where like, I could leave. And he has no contact with Don anymore, so it's not like he's gonna have like a residual effect after. But I can tell in his heart, like, no, he has to do the right thing. He goes in and switches out with Grandpa, and he takes the nuclear radiation.
Yeah, he does it just because it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sucks, but that's the truth.
Yeah,
and like that's one lesson I always took away from Doctor Who. You know, like sacrifice is always. It is the option that makes logically the most sense a lot of the times. It's that classic situation where it's just like there's 5 people on one railroad track, there's 1 person on the other railroad track. Which side is the train? Which side would you have the train go through? And it's only a situation to make you make a shitty decision. Either way, somebody's gonna die. That's the way that the Doctor looks at it. Either way, somebody's gonna die. I'm not going to choose either option when somebody dies. I'm going to find another way. For him, in this episode, sadly, the only other way was to have himself die. But still, it's just like that's one lesson I always took away from Doctor Who. That's just like, you got to at least fucking try to save everybody.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Even to his... And so... No, you're right. He takes the nuclear blast and, well, not the blast. He just takes the radiation.
Yeah.
And he's struggling for a while. Like, he has to, like, he's not, he knows, like, he's
Yeah.
not ready to go yet. He has a couple more.
And,
we have a couple.
And no, he does not become the Incredible Hulk, but, you know, that's aside from the point.
Yeah, Alan would probably be, like, all over Doctor Who if that was the case. So he drops Grandpa back home. And then before we have a true goodbye to David, his farewell, he does a farewell tour. He goes,
He does his farewell tour, like fucking Ozzy in like the 90s. Right?
but we get some updates on some other of our companion we haven't seen since series 4. Which
Yeah, guess what? Mickey is a badass again.
we finally, this is the last time
We finally did it, guys. He finally became cool.
And he's engaged. He's engaged to Martha, or is he married to
Yeah,
Martha?
he's engaged to Martha.
Oh, wasn't he? Wait, wasn't she
I
married?
was like, wow, that was a generic choice to make, but okay.
Wasn't she engaged to that other dude? The other dude from series
Sure.
3? Did we just forget about that dude, or?
I guess we did.
Oh well, okay. So they're engaged. They're married. I don't know what the doctor. Like they see the doctor after he helps them briefly take down a criminal or an alien.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a goodbye. It wasn't like, well, them gonna talk or anything. He just nods to them,
stares at them, leaves. I love that.
But they both know, like, oh shit,
They know.
this is it.
Yeah.
He goes to see Captain Jack in an alien bar with a brief cameo from sadly the farting aliens. I'm very disappointed, but
I love that everybody was in that bar. It was great.
even the farting aliens. Why do you bring that one back? I'll never know.
They had the suit lying around, I'm sure.
Yeah, but like of all the aliens to bring back, I would have picked someone else different. Same thing. They just look at each other. They know the situation, but even the doctor gives him like one like last gift. He like, here's the name of the guy who's about to sit next to you, which is that sailor guy from the Titanic in Space episode.
Oh my god, it is?
It's
wow.
Alonzo.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I guess they're gonna hook up or something. I don't know. Well, whatever's
That's
gonna
funny.
happen between them.
Yep, they live happily ever after, and then obviously Jack, we know, becomes the face of Bo.
Well, that's way ahead of our curve.
Yeah.
So then who else do we visit next?
Sarah
Jane. Oh, Sarah Jane, but it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah. I love that part. I believe. No.
he saves her son.
Yeah. The Sarah Jane Chronicles, like her own little show, which is now available on HBO Max. She does come across Matt Smith one time in the Sarah Jane Chronicles.
Okay.
So there's that. But
So she will meet the doctor again.
yeah, but this is her last time showing up in Doctor Who.
The main series.
In the main series. And, sadly nowadays, like, the actress has passed.
So that's unfortunate.
So, this scene, it really hits home for you.
Mm-hmm. But she also knows, like, because she's also seen the doctor. Like, has she seen a regeneration before, or does she know the severity of it,
Yes.
or no?
She was a companion of the Third Doctor. And she saw him regenerate, and she was just like...
So she knows, like,
What?
this is happening again.
Yeah. So she's just like, yeah, I'll see you around, you silly goose, you. I'll see you around.
And then a little bit of a lighter. No, we get to go to Donna's wedding. This time, much more happier than the last one we saw.
And the thing finally happens. The thing you've been talking about.
What?
Lotto numbers.
Remind me.
You brought it up. You're the one who was just like, bro, if I had a TARDIS, I'd get some lotto numbers.
Oh, that's what the. Oh, damn! I completely blanked that over.
You kept saying that, and you must have said that at least like twice so far.
I must have. I don't remember. It's been a long.
And he finally did it.
It's a long three. It's been a long 3 months, but yeah, okay. That's a really fucking good present. But then the moment, like, I did not know this came from this show. So I've seen this meme with some old guy crying for so long, and then I see it on
this
Doctor
is where the
Who's like,
meme came from.
"Hey, this came from here." I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god, because like the grandpa knew was like he's actually gonna die,
Yeah.
or not die, but he's gonna change. Well, I think he
Yeah.
knows about regeneration, so just
Hmm.
die in this case.
I'll talk about like the Doctor's character arc thus far once we're done. But yeah, no, that was a really sad scene. I was just like, damn, I don't see an old man cry. Why are you showing me an old man crying? Stop.
But we're not
What the
done.
fuck are you doing, show? And then it became a meme, and I was just like, okay.
Sure, we need.
They were some funny memes though.
Oh no, yeah, it was. And then there was one more stop we had to visit, and it was coming semi 99% full circle.
Yeah.
It was, we go
It
back.
ends in true
They-
Doctor Who fashion. It ends where it begins.
Yeah, when the doctor, well, not, you know what I mean. This doctor gets to meet Rose, I guess, for the first time without
Yeah.
her knowing.
Yeah.
And it was like,
So my theory is that Rose was playing it off real cool, but she was secretly like really drunk, and that's why she doesn't remember the 10th Doctor.
yeah, well, when she sees the regeneration by the end of series 1.
Or maybe he changed time, and the most she thought was like, "Oh, he looks like that one guy I saw on New Year's."
Probably. But what made sense was that this wasn't the Rose that we know. He needed to see her one more time before, this was kind of like the start of his that was the start of his last journey with her. And
That just makes me so sad, because like, it makes me really happy that he gets to see her one more time, but like that also makes me so sad knowing that like he has to let her go.
100% this time.
Yeah, he hasn't let her go because he knew that he couldn't stay with her forever, even though he had the chance to and wanted to. He couldn't stay with her forever because he would have outlived her. So he had to like give her away, and now this is him like really trying to let go, and this is the best he can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he can't say goodbye he can't do it with the other one because she's already happy with a doctor. She's already happy.
Yeah.
So
He might be messing with the space-time continuum doing this,
but fuck it.
but it makes him feel better,
Yeah.
And that's what really matters, right?
Oh yeah, of course. You're totally right. And then here we are, the final scene of this whole adventure for now. We go back to the TARDIS where it
We
all
see
began.
the Ood one more time. I love the Ood, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, the Ood makes one last appearance.
They have really good singing voices, let me tell you.
Yeah, I've heard better. No offense, Ood. No offense. You could do better.
Fine.
Yeah, he goes back to the TARDIS. He accepts his fate. He regenerates so much more powerfully than the last time. He destroys his interior.
I was just
mostly
like, why?
I mean, nuclear radiation. I don't know, George. I'm not the expert here.
That was weird.
You're the Whovian here. I guess maybe I
mean, there's something I want to say, but I can't.
Fine, we'll save it for next time.
Spoilers.
And then he regenerates. We finally say goodbye after 3 series and 4 specials. We say goodbye to David Tennant, and we say hello to Matt Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Which, honest to God, even though I've only now known him as the Doctor properly for like a minute, he seems like a fun dude. Can't wait to see his run.
Oh my god, Matt Smith was my doctor. Matt Smith was like my doctor.
So you're excited to finally get to him?
Yes. Let me talk about like the Doctor's and what he is as a character. This is where his headspace is at. Like he's finally getting better at getting over the Time War. But the 10th Doctor was also really sentimental. Like the man risked the space-time continuum by traveling in his own time stream to somebody from his past just so like he could get over it, just make himself feel better. And like the real question, in my opinion, that this episode brings up is, can he let go? Is he capable of that? That's what this episode makes me think of, at least. Like, this makes me question, like, is the Doctor being practically immortal? For lack of a better word, practically immortal. What does that do to a person? You know, like I said, this man has been a grandfather. He has lived an entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still going. All those pent up emotions in him, will they go away? That's the real question for me. That's what this episode really made me think of, in my opinion, at least. You know, especially with that closing line, "I don't want to go." That line has become.
I think that line had a double
so
meaning.
Famous.
I think he had a double meaning. Like, it was the Doctor saying, "I don't want to change. I don't want to like change again." And it was also David Tennant. Like, I think in his heart, like, he didn't want to leave the role, but he knew he kind of had to. Otherwise, he was just going to be stuck doing this forever. Like,
he would have ended up as Tom Baker. Which like Tom Baker does not regret a single day of Doctor Who in his life.
Mm-hmm.
He says that he loves being known as the Doctor, which is great. But David Tennant, he is a prolific genius actor. This guy, guys, I don't know if you knew, David Tennant has played fucking Hamlet on stage. Like, this man has acting chops. This man has a fully built career nowadays. He's the Purple Man. He is, oh man, what else?
He's Scrooge McDuck on DuckTales.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna save that one for last as a joke. I was like, this man has been Scrooge McDuck, for God's sakes. This is a prolific actor right
faster,
here.
Man, you gotta be faster. He was also on that show Good Omens that Charis keeps mentioning.
Good Omens. There we go. Yeah. You know, he knew that, like, you know, he has said in interviews before that, like, he knew he had to go. But, you know, he wanted to stay as Doctor Who because it was his fucking childhood show, you know?
Yeah, this was his dream, well, a dream role to be the Doctor.
Yeah, but he knew if he wanted to, like, sustain his own career, sustain his own well-being, he knew he had to move on. Which, ironically, kind of goes into the Doctor's character arc.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really funny. We're going to see a lot more, in my opinion. I can kind of piece everything together for the Doctor myself because I've seen so many of these episodes so many times that, like, I can kind of piece together what the Doctor's character is like, at least in my opinion, how I interpret him. And, you know, we'll get, I could say this much, we'll get to see a lot more of what I'm talking about with Matt Smith. But in regards to just David Tennant, this episode really made you think about what the Doctor is like. And that's what I thought was so interesting about this episode, you know, especially the ending.
Mm-hmm. I personally agree with you on everything you just said. And I don't think anything I would say would probably top the morality statement you just made. So.
Right? It's like weirdly like complicated. It makes you like question life and shit. I was just like, damn,
it's the same thing. Like,
this show was made with like a shoestring budget. How did it make me rethink my reality?
Because, you know, it's just how great of a writer the writing team is.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes to show, like, no matter what budget you have, you know, you can still make a great story if you have great writing. But not everyone has that.
So incredible.
So yeah, I mean, but for now, this was the end of the 10th Doctor's journey, and now going into the 11th Doctor, we kind of go in with a fresh, mostly a fresh slate.
Yep.
To go into. There's no, like, companion to keep us going, to keep the transition going. There's no, like, no, this marks an end. And next time we come back in 2021, it will be a new beginning.
Behind the scenes, you know, just to like wrap this up as like a little small story here. Like, behind the scenes, it was a really funny day on set, apparently, according to David Tennant, because like it was because Stephen Moffat was coming in as the showrunner. He had his own production crew. Russell T Davies had all of his people producing the show, and Stephen Moffat had all of his people producing the show. Different cameramen, different writers, everything. And it was literally like two sets from like almost two different shows on the set at the same time for that one regeneration scene. And yeah, I believe it was David Tennant's last day of shooting. I don't think I'm wrong there. I feel like it is.
I mean, for me personally, I would love it for like a final scene of anything to be the last scene they shoot, but sometimes not the case. And most likely, it is a perfect passing the torch moment. Like, oh, I'm done.
Pretty sure it was because of all that passing the torch stuff that they talked about behind the scenes. Matt Smith and David Tennant were dressed up in the same attire. Matt Smith, let me tell you, this guy has not watched Doctor Who a single day in his life.
Oh God.
So he was nervous as balls that day. Stephen Moffat basically was just like, yo, Matt, I am taking over the show and I want you. He's like, I've never seen Doctor Who before. And he like showed him a bunch of like classic Doctor Who episodes from like the second Doctor. And he was just like, okay, I guess I'm going into this. And like he came onto the set so nervous. You could see like the behind the scenes set, like the videos and the pictures and everything, and he looks like he has the fear of God in him.
Well, yeah, because he's taking everyone's just wrapping up their last day of school basically, and here comes these new guys. Well, not all of them new guys, but like they're starting day one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you're gonna be fucking nervous, of course.
It's so funny. You got to look at that picture.
And
apparently Matt Smith gave that picture of like him next to David Tennant in the same outfit. He gave that picture to his grandfather.
Continuing the cycle going.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was...
David. Sorry, last thing. David Tennant also said like the funniest thing happened. Like he had the weirdest and funniest feeling. Like, he is the main character of the show. He is the most important actor on set at that very moment. He does everything. He gets everything right in one take. It was all perfect. All of the attention was on him, and that one scene was perfection. And at that moment, he was the center of attention. And the very next second, Matt Smith just comes in, and they just kind of toss him aside. And they're just like, all right, Matt Smith, now you're the center of attention. So you have David Tennant being like, the fuck am I chopped liver? And Matt Smith just being like, oh, God, I'm not ready.
I mean,
he was very like humble about it. He was very thankful. He was just like, it was just really funny how, like, at the flip of a time, it was just like he is suddenly not the most important person in the room anymore.
I mean, I have a fun comparison story, but yeah, but it's gonna happen. I mean, when it comes to any long-running show,
it's gonna happen. He perfectly accepted it. He just thought like that transition was the funniest thing ever, and it literally went from like Russell T Davies saying "cut" to Stephen Moffat saying "action."
Yeah, that's too funny, but no. So my comparison to that, I know it's not as sentimental as that. So, I think of it like this. I could be completely wrong. So there was an actress on the lead actress for like 13 Reasons Why for the first 2 seasons. She was on Avengers Endgame. But on 13 Reasons Why, she was kind of like the main star.
Yeah.
And then she went, and obviously, like I said, center of attention. Everyone's focused on her. She's the star of every scene. She's the one carrying the story. And then she goes on Avengers Endgame, just to shoot one scene with Robert Downey Jr. And it's like, that was her only day on set, and everyone was just more focused on, because that was also Robert Downey Jr.'s last day on set.
Oh, really?
And everyone was celebrating for RDJ. I'm like, I kind of felt bad for her, because like that was her only day in the MCU.
Wait, who did she play?
She was gonna play the older Morgan Stark. It was deleted, so it's not canon. But
okay.
Yeah, but it was like, I felt so bad for her because like this was like her only day on set. And everyone was only focused on, yeah, Robert's done. We're done. And it's like, she's just there like, okay, I'm just... And her scene wasn't even the final film, so I'm like, oof.
Yeah, wow, that's funny.
Yeah, yeah. But, yeah, and that, everyone, that was the end of time.
Yeah.
That's the end of David Tennant's
Watch it. What else can I say, guys? Like, come on.
Yeah, and that's it. We're done with David Tennant's run of the show. It's weird to be at the end of this because it just felt like yesterday we just started series 2 with the review, and now we're at the end of the specials.
I know, right? You gonna miss him?
I'm gonna miss him. I'm aware he does come back.
He still is like the face of Doctor Who. Like for a lot of, he is the Doctor, despite us being like 3 doctors past him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's let's see how Matt, Peter, and then Jodie go. We'll see how they and whatever the new person will be after Jodie, whatever.
Yeah.
So we're not doing. So this is not a series. So we're not going to rank it with the series. So this will not count in the rankings. So we'll be back with the rankings next time. Let's rank the Doctors. This is kind of an unfair. This is kind of an unfair competition, but I'm gonna say David Tennant.
A little bit.
10th Doctor better than 9th Doctor. Done.
Where does Paul McGann fit into this?
I don't fucking know. I'm not. We ain't reviewing the classic stuff. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Number 1, 10th Doctor. Number 2, 9th Doctor.
That's funny.
It's not unfair to say.
It isn't.
I mean,
We're done.
I know we're comparing 3 series and 4 specials to the man who just did 1 series, but come on, you got to be fair here.
Yeah. And who refused to come back.
Except for an audiobook.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they ever recorded yet, so TBD on that. TBD. So yeah, I think just to close it up, George, any final thoughts on The End of Time before we talk about David Tennant as a character?
Go watch it.
Yeah, that's all we can say. Go watch it.
That's all I can say. Watch it. You'll enjoy it. If you liked David Tennant as the Doctor, you're gonna like Matt Smith too. But this is the perfect way to say goodbye to him.
Yeah. Honestly, David Tennant's such a... Like, I knew that when we started this with Chris Redfield.
You've heard of him before. You've seen him in other stuff. Yeah.
No, I know that.
He's a prolific actor. Like,
he is.
He's great. Man's got his own podcast too.
Oh my god.
He's a jack of all trades.
Jesus Christ. But the thing is that I didn't know what to get into with David because like I know Eccleston doesn't get a lot of credit, and then obviously you keep telling me Matt Smith. So I'm like, he's in that middle. So I was kind of like worried for a while, like he's not gonna stand on his own. But then now having watched everything with him, I feel like he's up there. Like he's really up there, and he did such a phenomenal job with the role that hopefully in 20 years from now, someone else will be inspired by him to take over the Doctor at some point. Or 30,
that'd be great.
I'm not sure how old he was.
You know, I will say this one thing. You know, the Doctor Who is the show that will never die. It will always be around.
Mm-hmm.
They tried killing it before.
But
eventually it came back. Even while it was gone, like I said, we got a shit ton of audio dramas.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of books. The magazine, it never ended. Doctor Who has its own magazine. I don't know if you ever know.
I know about that.
Yeah, the magazine never stopped. Doctor Who is the show that will not die. And in my opinion, I'm okay with that. You know, I prefer things to end, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I like the sequel more than the original, but a lot of the times I just don't like the idea of sequels. I don't like it when TV shows try to like arbitrarily make it so that they continue forever, where they prolong a single plot point into an entire season. You know, that's why I like The Mandalorian so much, because it has actually good pacing. They get to the plot already. But this show, in my opinion, it is the only show that is able to go on forever. It has that device where like you can change it. You can do whatever you want to the show. So expect some changes. Expect a new tone, a new style of television. And you know, that's, in my opinion, that's what makes Doctor Who cool. Is that it's able to keep itself going by refreshing itself. I like it. So, you know, if you like endings, then this episode is perfect. But, you know, what's coming up next is pretty good. I gotta admit.
This feels like like if you want to get off, you can get off now. But if you're going to stick around for the ride, according to George, it's going to be even better.
Exactly. It's a jumping off point for once.
Like I'm going to jump off.
We rarely get to this.
Or you can jump on. I overstepped that. Ow, my feet hurt. But yeah, that's it. That's it for part 1 of every Doctor Who series. Well, series plus specials, but I'm not gonna. That's too much of a long title. Reviewed.
All right. Bye, guys.
Oh, wait, we're not done yet. I still got to do my ending rigmarole. What are you talking about, George?
If you guys like this channel, well, I'm stealing it from you, Joseph. If you guys liked this video, then you can go check out ActionX on YouTube. If you want to, you can follow us on Twitter. I am at It's Just George98, and Joseph is
You don't even know my fucking handle, don't you?
Joseph
Joseph_Prano.
Ah, there we go. I was like, is there an underscore in
I'm
there?
gonna play the piano right here from Ray. I'm gonna take it over from here. So yeah, this is the end of our every Doctor Who series review. For now, we will return next year with part 2. We'll announce a little bit more details in our State of the Channel in a few days. But until then, just know we will return with Matt Smith. Every series reviewed. When will that be? I don't know. Wait till the Slate of the Channel. But until then, George, pimp out your stuff. Pimp out more of your stuff. I'm going to go walk away while you do that.
You guys can check out Typical Campus, only online webtoon, everybody's favorite slice of life series about college. It's very funny. You guys will enjoy it. Please support. Thank you.
If you
and I am close to 150 followers on Twitter.
Get him,
please.
Get him to 150.
Please, guys.
George will beg on his knees, and that's all he'll do on his knees. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Sorry, George. I had to do that to you. Yeah, so if you are unaware, this has been What's on the 2 from ActionX. If you want to see more of What's on the 2, we'll be back next year with more amazing stuff. We'll announce more of that on the State of the Channel. But if you are a Doctor Who fanatic, or Whovian, as I almost forgot, stay tuned. We'll be back. But again, like George said, he said most of my any rigmarole. Just subscribe, like, favorite, share, the usual. But for you fellow Whovians...
tell us what you thought, by the way.
Wait, what?
Tell us what you guys thought.
Oh, yeah, tell us about David Tennant's whole journey, the specials, anything you want to talk about David Tennant, we'll be there below.
We'll be there.
Not that way, but... but for you fellow Whovians, thank you so much for joining us on this journey. For now, we will be back. But until then... Stay safe out there. Be good to each other, and enjoy your holidays. Well, your remaining holidays. We're uploading this literally a few days before the holidays are over. But until then, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next year. Peace out.